Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the gymnasium at Springfield High School for tonight's most interesting high school basketball game between the visiting Red Raiders of Coatseville High School and your hometown Cougars of Springfield High School. Coatseville comes to the gym tonight sporting an overall record of 6-4. They are 3-1 in their league play. Coatseville competes in the national division of the Chestmont League and has a long, storied tradition of excellence in high school basketball, not only throughout southeast Pennsylvania, but statewide as well. Surprisingly, last year, for the first time in multiple decades, Coatseville failed to qualify for district play. So in the offseason, the administration at Coatseville hired a new head coach. His name is John Allen. Mr. Allen is a legend in Coatseville basketball. He led the team to a state championship in 2001, and then he went on to play college basketball at Seton Hall University. Meanwhile, your Springfield High School Cougars come to the gym tonight with an overall record of 4 wins and 5 losses. That's a little bit deceiving. The Cougars got off to a slow start this season. A number of the players came off the football field and were asked to start shooting accurate shots right away. So Springfield was 1-4 in their first 5 games. Since then, the Cougars have rolled off wins of 47-35 against Marple Newtown, 52-42 against Strathaven, 35-22 against Pencrest, and then on Saturday, this past Saturday, in a heartbreaker out at Bishop Shanahan High School out in Downingtown in a game that Springfield led by 5 points with 47 seconds to go. The Cougars missed a couple of free throws, and then a player for the Eagles threw up a shot from mid-court. As the gun sounded, it went in, and Bishop Shanahan stunned Springfield 50-49. So credit to the Bishop Shanahan Eagles, but a tough loss for our hometown Cougars. Let's hope that Springfield can recover from that very difficult loss on Saturday and play a really good game tonight against Coatseville. Springfield, as mentioned, is 4-5 overall. In the Central League, the Cougars are doing better. Springfield is 3-2 in Central League play, currently tied for 4th place in the Central League. Let me give you a couple of the key players for both squads. For Coatseville, keep your eye on junior point guard Dior Kennedy. He wears number 1. He's an excellent penetrator and he's great in transition. Also, the large players who can really pound the boards and score inside, look for number 10, Jeremiah Marshall, a senior, as well as number 12, Amon Folks, a sophomore. Coatseville plays 7 to 8 players. They have good balanced scoring. Generally, Kennedy and Marshall lead them. They have good overall height. They will be likely a bigger squad than Springfield tonight. And from reading some of the articles about the games they've played out in the difficult Chestmont League, they put a lot of pressure on defensively. So Springfield will have their hands full with the Red Raiders tonight. By the way, one more comment about Coatseville is they've lost 4 games, but those losses were to Lower Merion by 10. They've also lost in overtime to Downingtown West, a powerhouse out in Chestmont, by 2 points. And in the holiday tournament, the Jameer Nelson Holiday Classic played at Widener University last week. The Red Raiders lost to both Chester and Garnet Valley, who are 2 of the best teams in eastern Pennsylvania. So Coatseville is 6-4, but they are good losses on their scorecard. For the Cougars, keep your eye on number 10 leading scorer Mike O'Donnell for Springfield, as well as the backcourt duo of Luke Biancaniello along with number 5 Michael Hoy.
At this time,
So the players are at their respective benches, and they will now introduce the starting lineups. First, for the Red Raiders of Coatseville.
Number 0, Zuri Harris.
First out, number 0, Zuri Harris. And a game never goes by where we don't chuckle at number 0. Anyway. Next player is number 1, Dior Kennedy. Third starter, number 3, a freshman at 6'7", Lawrence Brown. Number 10, a senior, 6'2", Jeremiah Marshall. And the final starter is a sophomore, Amon Folks, for the Coatseville Red Raiders. And now, here is the starting lineup for your hometown Cougars of Springfield High School.
And now, your starting lineup for your Springfield Cougars. Starting at forward, senior, number 2, Aiden Craig.
First starter is senior, number 2, a forward, Aiden Craig.
Starting at guard, senior, wearing number 10, Michael O'Donnell.
Number 10, Michael O'Donnell, trots out to join Aiden Craig.
Number 11, Jake Adams.
Number 11, a junior guard, Jake Adams, is third out for the Cougars.
Number 30, Luke Bianchiello.
Junior number 30, Luke Bianchiello, will start for Springfield tonight. And the final starter is another junior, number 31, Colin Trude. So Springfield will start 2 seniors and 3 juniors. Coatseville will start a freshman, a sophomore, 2 juniors, and 1 senior. And now we ask you to join us here in the gym to honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Please remove your hats.
Out there, I'm happy to report that tonight is the first of 11 games that we'll be bringing to you in the month of January. We are clearly moving into the heart of high school basketball season, and as mentioned, we will have 11 broadcasts combining the boys' games and the girls' games through the month of January. We'll let you know what a few of them are as we move through the telecast this evening. So Springfield has taken the floor. Coatseville getting some last-second instructions from new head coach John Allen. Colin Trude standing at midcourt. He will jump center for the Cougars. My hunch is that 6'7" freshman center Lawrence Brown, number 3, will be jumping center for the Red Raiders, and that is the case. The ball is in the air, and this game is underway. First possession goes to Coatseville. That's Amon Folks with it. He's guarded by Jake Adams. Springfield starts out in the man-to-man defense. Zuri Harris back to Folks. Folks drives the lane, dishes. Left-handed shot put up by Lawrence Brown is no good. Rebound taken down by Aiden Crate, and here come the Cougars. Some pressure applied in the backcourt on Biancaniello. He gets it off to Crate. Out to Jake Adams. Over to Mike O'Donnell. To Trude, top of the key. Coatseville starts out in a tight man-to-man. O'Donnell into the corner. Adams drives the baseline, gets it blocked nicely by Lawrence Brown. He steals the ball, and here come the Red Raiders on the run. Player stops, goes up and under, no good. O'Donnell with the rebound. Stolen right back by Amon Folks of Coatseville. Stolen again by Biancaniello. Down the floor to Aiden Crate. Aiden to the basket. It's good. Aiden Crate with an almost dunk at the end of the floor. It's 2-0 Springfield, and immediately Coach Allen has 5 players ready to enter the game. He calls a timeout. Coach Allen, I believe, might be sending a message to the starting 5. He has taken them all off the floor, asked for a 30-second timeout. Let's see what happens here. It looks like they're going to be sitting for a while. Very interesting move by the new head coach at Coatsville. They're having a rather animated conversation, and Coatsville puts 5 new players on the floor after 1 minute and 21 seconds into this game, and Springfield up 2-0. So when play resumes, Jake Van Orden, number 23, gets the ball in to Marquise Peoples. Peoples back to Van Orden. He gets it over to Christian Proctor. Takaya Lynch touched the ball here. Moving the ball nicely is Coatsville. They're on the weave pattern. Stop, short shot, no good. Rebound down to Mike O'Donnell of Springfield. Here come the Cougars. Up 2-0 after almost 2 minutes of play here. The 5 starters for Coatsville are on the bench. Adams to Trude. O'Donnell drives the baseline. We're going to have a block called on Coatsville. Nice baseline move by Mike O'Donnell, draws the foul. Foul is on number 23, Jake Van Orden. That's the first foul for either team. It was not a shooting foul. So Luke Biancaniello will bring it in from underneath the Cougar basket. To O'Donnell, thought about the shot, pulls it out, gets it down low to Trude, out to Crate. To Biancaniello in the corner, shot's no good. Crate flies for the offensive rebound. O'Donnell makes a move. That's Colin Trude back to O'Donnell, goes to the baseline, puts it up and scores. Mike O'Donnell with the deuce for the Cougars, and Springfield jumps out to an early 4-0 lead here in the first game of 2023. That's Marquise Peoples. Gets it over to Van Orden. Jake drives the lane, passes back out. Christian Proctor puts a shot up. It's no good. Jake Adams down with the rebound for Springfield, and here come the Cougars. Once again, three-quarter court pressure being shown. Springfield breaks it easily. That's Aiden Crate with it. Crate over to Adams. Into the corner to O'Donnell. Mike O'Donnell to Colin Trude. Colin. O'Donnell on the baseline. Guarded very tightly by Marquise Peoples. He puts a shot up and gets hammered. And Mike O'Donnell this time will go to the free throw line. So at the free throw line, Springfield's fine senior, Mike O'Donnell, shooting 2. First one's in the air and in the bucket. Second free throw is around and out. Springfield's lead is 5. 3 minutes and 15 seconds into tonight's Very interesting game between Chestmont League Coatsville and Central League Springfield High Schools. Springfield now has moved into a zone. They get it into the middle. Foul's going to be called on Colin Trude. That will be a shooting foul. Number 23, junior Jake Van Orden, will step to the line now for the Coatsville Red Raiders, shooting 2. First shot's up and short. Second free throw in the air and in the bucket. That's the first point tonight for Coatsville. Full court pressure shown by the Red Raiders. Bianchianello gets it. He's triple teamed. Almost stolen. O'Donnell down the floor to Crate. Aiden to Jake Adams. And Jake will slow things down so the Cougars can run the offense. O'Donnell backs it out. Puts up a 3. No good. Colin Trude skies for the rebound. Puts up the putback. It's no good, but he gets fouled. Strong offensive rebounding work there by Colin Trude of Springfield. That foul's on number 21, Christian Proctor of Coatsville. Trude shooting 2. First free throws up and around, and good shooter's touch by Colin Trude. Michael Hoy enters the game for Jake Adams. Good job by Jake while he was in there. Here comes the second free throw for Trude. In the air, in the bucket. Ryan Johnston enters the game for the Cougars, replacing Colin Trude. Good job by Colin in the first 4 minutes of this game. Here comes Coatsville. Marquise Peoples has the ball, guarded by Hoy. Springfield back to the man-to-man defense. William Folks has the ball. We have a foul called on the Cougars. That person was called on Aiden Crate. It'll not be a shooting foul. It's his first, team foul number 2 on Springfield here in the first half. Coatsville bringing the ball in from underneath their own basket. Along the baseline, we have a step-in violation there. The player did not establish his feet inbounds before he touched the ball. So that means he actually got the ball while he was technically still out of bounds, which turns the ball over to Springfield. Mike O'Donnell has it. Pressure applied by the Red Raiders. Here come the Cougars. Aiden Crate pulls it out, gets it over to Bianchianello, to O'Donnell. Mike to the baseline, out to Bianchianello to Aiden Crate. Crate back to Luke. And Luke's going to call the play. It's Ryan Johnston with it, top of the key, to O'Donnell. Mike O'Donnell, cross key to Hoy, down low to Crate, playing give and take. Back to Hoy, and Mike will bring it out. Good discipline being shown here by Springfield, looking for the good shot. Excellent defense by Coatsville. Johnston to Hoy to Bianchianello for 3. A little bit long, no good. William Folks has the rebound for the Red Raiders. Here comes Coatsville. Cougars up 7-1 with 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. And into the paint. Shot put up by Takaya Lynch. Takaya is a sophomore at Coatsville High School. It's no good. And the ball will be turned over to the Cougars. Ryan Johnston goes down, stops, pulls it back out to Hoy, to O'Donnell. Mike goes down the lane, goes underneath, puts up a wild shot. No foul called. And they're ruling it Springfield ball. The Coatsville coach is not happy. It did not look like a Red Raider touched the ball, but nonetheless, it's Springfield ball under their own basket. O'Donnell double teamed, and Mike knocks the ball off of the Red Raider. Before that, they're going to call a foul. Personal foul called on Coatsville. It's on William Folks. That's the 4th team foul for Coatsville. Springfield only has 2 so far. O'Donnell down to Johnston. Out to Hoy into the corner, wide open. Biancanello, no good. Good offensive rebound by Springfield by Mike O'Donnell. Coatseville steals the pass. Here come the Red Raiders. Spin move. Beautiful block by Hoy on Peoples. It's William Folks with it. Coatseville slows it down a bit. Back out to Peoples. That's Christian Proctor with it into the corner. Shot put up, no good. Michael Hoy with the rebound for the Cougars. Double teamed. Coatseville likes to apply pressure defensively. All over the floor. Biancanello has it. Luke to Ryan Johnston. Ryan loses his feet. Mike O'Donnell right there to grab the ball. Johnston, top of the key. Over to Hoy. Michael backs it out. Crosses the top of the key into the corner. Aiden Crate thought about the shot. Luke to Mike. Hoy down the lane. Good pass to Johnston, but there's a reach in there. Nice steal by the Coatseville player. That was William Folks. Ball knocked out of bounds by Springfield. Game's gotten a little helter-skelter here in the last few minutes. We only have 1:10 to go in the first quarter, and a total of 8 points have been scored so far. Not much offense in this game, at least not yet. Coatsville, top of the key. Back out to Proctor, down low. He's fouled as he goes up. That was Takaya Lynch drawing the foul from Ryan Johnston. That'll be Ryan's first personal foul, third team foul on Springfield here in the first half. So stepping to the free throw line is sophomore number 20, Takaya Lynch, shooting 2. Left-handed shooter. First shot's in the air. A little bit strong. Second free throw coming for Takaya Lynch. That shot's good. We have exactly 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. Ryan Johnston has it. Gets it back to Biancanello. Luke over to Jake Adams. Crosses the midcourt line into the corner. Backs it out to Luke. Biancanello over to Johnston, to Hoy, Mike to Trude, back to Hoy. Adams, Johnston to Trude, to Adams. Jake thought about the shot, didn't take it. Springfield being patient here. There's 26 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Colin Trude to Adams. Jake, baseline move to Johnston, goes up with it and scores. Nice feed to Ryan Johnston. Those are the first 2 points of the game for the fine junior forward, Ryan Johnston. Coatseville with inside of 5 seconds. Ball's thrown away. Ball's out of bounds with 1.7 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Long pass down the floor. Long shot put up, no good off the front rim. That was a heck of an effort by Jake Van Orden, but that will end the first quarter of play. With the scorer, your hometown Cougars of Springfield 9 and the visiting Red Raiders of Coatseville High School 2. Springfield had balanced scoring in that first quarter. Mike O'Donnell had 3, and 3 players, Aiden Crate, Colin Trude, and Ryan Johnston, chipped in with 2 points apiece for the Cougar total of 9 points. Believe it or not, Coatseville High School just came to Springfield and did not make a field goal in the first quarter. The 2 points that the Red Raiders have are both on free throws, one by Takaya Lynch and the other by Jake Van Orden. So that first quarter was interesting. And the most interesting part of it was the new head coach, John Allen, was not happy, I guess, with the first couple minutes of play by his starting five. So he pulled the entire team off the floor for the rest of the quarter. Looking out there now, the starting five have returned. So let's see if this second quarter is a bit different than the first quarter. Cougars with the ball. That's Patrick Flaherty with it. Patrick's coming to the game for Springfield. Ryan Johnston down to Colin Trude. Trude backs in, makes a good move. Ball is stolen by Lawrence Brown, and here comes the starting five for Coatseville High School. That's Zuri Harris with it. Top of the key, Jeremiah Marshall. Baseline move, and a shot put up and in by Dior Kennedy. So Coatseville already has as many points in the second quarter as they had in the entire first quarter, and it took them just 20 seconds to get that 2 points. And with that double team in the corner, Coach McCormick calls a timeout. In future games this week, on Thursday, January the 5th, the Royals of Upper Darby High School come to the gym, the boys team, to take on Springfield. And then in a Saturday matinee at 1 o'clock here in the gym, the Aces of Lower Marion, the girls' Aces of Lower Marion High School, come to take on the girls' team of Springfield High School. So Upper Darby boys on Thursday, Lower Marion girls on Saturday at 1 o'clock. Now we're back to live action. Patrick Flaherty has it. He gets it over to Jake Adams. Adams guarded tightly. Quick hands of Coatseville. Steals the ball. Jake's quick hands get it back. There's a tie-up. Possession arrow belongs to the Red Raiders. And now Coach Allen is applauding his starting five, and he's encouraging them to get movement, motion, and energy into their play. Very active coach, John Allen. This is Jeremiah Marshall with it. He gets it over to Zuri Harris. Harris, top of the key, passes it over to Amon Folks. Back out, pass over to Harris. Zuri, guarded by Flaherty, into the corner. That's Dior Kennedy. Top of the key. Marshall passes it down. We're going to have a push out called on Springfield. That will not be a shooting foul. It's called on Jake Adams, his first. Team foul number 4. Both teams now have 4 team fouls here in the first half, with 6:29 remaining in what's been a most interesting first period in a couple of minutes of high school basketball action. Coatseville with it. Player drops the ball, passes it over to Harris. Down low to Lawrence Brown. He goes up and under, but he stepped out of bounds on the way. That was a nice baseline move by the freshman, but his sneaker touched the baseline. Let's see if Springfield has solved this pressure. Ball's into Mike O'Donnell, who's re-entered the game. Cross-court pass to Colin Trude. Deep cross-court pass to Mike O'Donnell. You hate to see those cross-court passes, but it works for Springfield. Patrick Flaherty has it. O'Donnell to the baseline, into the corner to Hoy. Thought about the shot. To Trude, throws it wildly. That was Ryan Johnston. And they're going to say that Coatseville knocked the ball out of bounds. It'll be Cougar ball with 5:56 remaining in the first half. Michael Hoy to bring it in for Springfield. He gets it into Flaherty. Patrick is a sophomore at Springfield High School. Flaherty into Trude, top of the key. Back to Flaherty. Patrick to the baseline. To O'Donnell, Mike O'Donnell. Down the baseline, puts it up, no good, too strong. Going to have a foul called. Coach Allen is not happy with the referee, but that penalty is going to be called on number 3, Lawrence Brown. And it will send senior Mike O'Donnell to the free throw line to shoot 2. First one's up and around and in. Mike's 2 for 3 from the free throw line tonight. Aiden Crate replaces Ryan Johnston for the Cougars. Second free throw coming for Mike O'Donnell. Coach Allen still pleading his case with the referee to no avail. The second free throw is no good. We have a lane violation called on the Red Raiders. So Mike O'Donnell will get another chance at the second free throw. It's in the air and in the bucket. Red Raiders on the run. That's Dior Kennedy with it. He backs it out. Gets it over to Amon Folks. Folks guarded by O'Donnell. Hoy guarding Dior Kennedy. Looked like a push-off, nothing call. Long shot from the corners up and no good. Mike O'Donnell skies for the rebound. Here come the Cougars. Mike thought the Springfield player was going to keep moving to catch the pass. He didn't. The ball goes out of bounds. Turnover gives the ball to Coatseville. We've played almost 3 minutes here in the second quarter. Each team only has 2 points. A remarkably low-scoring game for these two squads so far tonight. That's Dior Kennedy with it. He gives it up to Zuri Harris. Harris, top of the key, into the corner. That's Amon Folks. Folks loses the handle. That's Dior Kennedy, guarded by Michael Hoy. Good defense by Springfield. To the glass, everything but the bucket there for Coatseville. Here comes Springfield. Shots put up and good by Mike O'Donnell. Excellent pass to Michael O'Donnell for the deuce. And Springfield now has its largest lead of the game at 9 points. 13-4 with 4:22 remaining in the first half. Nice up and under move. And they're going to call a traveling violation, however, on Lawrence Brown. Marquise Peoples and Christian Proctor re-enter the game for Coatseville. Michael Hoy gets it into O'Donnell. Mike, cross court to Colin Trude. Trude back to Mike. Cougars have to hustle to get it over the midcourt line. They do to Aiden Crate. Crate to O'Donnell. Mike gets it back to Flaherty. Cougars set up the offense. Guarded tightly by Amon Folks. Ball knocked away and out of bounds. Springfield's going to have to be careful with the basketball out front. Coatsville showing very quick hands, knocking balls loose in the last few possessions. Michael Hoy gets it into Flaherty. Patrick to Crate. Aiden back to Patrick. Out to Michael Hoy. Over to Crate. O'Donnell for three. Around and out. That shot looked good in the air. That would have been a big one for Springfield. In and out. Here comes Coatsville. Folks with it. Top of the key. Three-point shot put up and no good by Amon Folks. Rebound to Aiden Crate. And with 3:19 to go, Cougars up 9 with the ball. Almost a steal. Pass over to Hoy. Across the floor to across the midcourt line to Aiden Crate. Into the corner. Shot put up and good by Colin Trude. That gives Colin 4 points in the game so far. Zuri Harris. Steal by O'Donnell. Here comes Mike. He's going to the glass. Puts it up and good. Mike O'Donnell with a game-leading 9 points, and Coach John Allen calls a timeout. Wow, with 2:48 remaining here in the first half, Springfield has jumped out to a 17-4 lead against the Red Raiders of Coatseville High School. Something tells me this game is going to be quite the barn burner. So go get your popcorn and get ready for a very exciting few minutes here in the first half, and then what should be an amazing second half of wonderful high school basketball here from Springfield High School. There's only a few other games tonight involving Central League teams. Ridley is playing at Upper Darby, and Marple Newtown is up on Lancaster Pike taking on the Rams of Harriton High School. As play resumes, it is Coatseville's ball. Springfield's back in their zone now. It's a 1-2-2 shifting zone. Almost a 2-3. It's an interesting shifting zone. There's a shot up and over it. No good. Excellent rebounding position by Aiden Crate. Bianchianello has it. He gets it out to Hoy. Michael is grabbed. That will not be a shooting foul, but it is the last foul that Coatsville can take in this half before Springfield will shoot. That's their 6th team foul. Personals on Marquise Peoples. That's his 2nd. Michael Hoy to bring the ball in directly below us. Gets it into Bianchianello. Luke, guarded by Zuri Harris. Bianchianello crosses the midcourt stripe, gets it to Crate, to O'Donnell, down low to Trude. Colin backs in, gets it back to Hoy, back to Trude, playing give and go. Out to O'Donnell, thinks about the shot, moves in, stops and pops. Short. Mike fights for his own rebound. Crate comes down with it. Hoy for 3. That's short. Rebound to Coatsville. Here come the Red Raiders on the run. There's a transition bucket for Coatsville. That was Amon Folks with the deuce. We have a minute 33 to go. O'Donnell thought about the 3. We have a traveling call on Mike. He hesitated and then shuffled both feet, and Coatsville is trying to claw back into this game before halftime to get it under a 10-point lead. Right now, Springfield's lead sits at 11 points with a minute 27 to go until intermission. Amon Folks running the point. That's Zuri Harris with it. Into the paint. Shot put up, around and good by Dior Kennedy. Dior now has 4 points in the game for Coatsville. Bianchianello with it. Pass down to O'Donnell. Over to Hoy. Michael. To Crate. Cross court to O'Donnell. To Luke. Bianchianello backs it out, guarded very tightly. To O'Donnell. To Colin Trude. Trude to the baseline. Tied up. O'Donnell. Into the corner for Trude for 3. Colin Trude, no good. Ball's knocked out. Fight for the ball. Coatsville gets it. Drive to the basket. Fouled on the play, and the bucket's going to count. That was Dior Kennedy with a tremendous individual effort on the defensive side of the court. And then he made a great individual effort to drive to the basket, put up a floater, knock it in, and get fouled. A personal foul is on Bianchianello. That's his first. Team foul number 5 on Springfield. We're down to 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Free throws up and no good by Kennedy. Coatsville just 2 for 5 from the free throw line here in the first half. That's Hoy with it. Gets it to Crate. Out to Bianchianello. We still have 15 seconds into the corner. O'Donnell. Springfield looking for the last shot of the first half. Trude, top of the key to Hoy. Ball stolen by Coatsville. Long shot put up. It's no good. That is the end of the first half of play. With the score, your hometown Cougars of Springfield 17 and the visiting Red Raiders of Coatsville High School 10. Each squad scored 8 points in that half. Coatsville got a bunch near the end of the first half to turn what had been an 11-point deficit down to the current advantage of 7 enjoyed by Springfield. First half scoring, leading scorer for Springfield and in the game, Mike O'Donnell has 9 of Springfield's 17 points. Colin Trude has 4, and both Aiden Crate and Ryan Johnston have 2 points apiece for Springfield. Coatseville has 10, 6 of them from Dior Kennedy, 2 from Amon Folks, and 1 each from Takaya Lynch and Jake Van Orden. So with that, we'll take about a 10-minute break with the Cougars up 7 at halftime. We hope you come back in about 10 minutes for what will be a most exciting second half of high school basketball action here from Springfield High School. Welcome back to the gymnasium at Springfield High School, where at halftime, and a bit of a surprise, your hometown Cougars of Springfield are enjoying a 17-10 lead over the Red Raiders of Coatseville High School. The storyline in that first half was the new coach for Coatseville, their legendary player and state champion John Allen, was very unhappy apparently with his starting five. After just a couple minutes of play, he took the entire starting team off the floor, and they did not return to action until the second quarter. To some degree, that likely helped Springfield build a lead of 9-2 at the end of the first quarter. The teams then played evenly, 8-8 in the second quarter, and Springfield has the 7-point advantage here as we get ready to start the second half. Springfield, in their own right, has played very well. Very good defense by the Cougars. They've slowed down Coatseville into a kind of a half-court methodical game to take away the speed and transition ability and the penetrating ability of Coatseville, which according to all the preseason reports on Coatseville, they like to run, they like to penetrate, they like to score points off turnovers. Not much of that has happened here, at least not yet. So as play resumes, Springfield has the first possession in the third quarter. Coatseville showing a total man-to-man all over the floor. Shot put up, little short by Jake Adams. Springfield with the rebound. The Cougars have done a good job on the glass as well to limit the opportunities for the Red Raiders. That ball's thrown away by Springfield. If the Cougars are going to hold on to this lead and win this game, they're going to have to avoid turnovers, because Coatseville is better than 10 points in a half of basketball based on their record so far this season, 6-4, and playing a lot of really good high school basketball teams, really tough. So let's see what happens here in the second half. That's going to be a foul called on Aiden Crate. That's Aiden's second personal foul and the first team foul for either team here in the second half. Dior Kennedy to bring it in for Coatseville. He gets it out to Zuri Harris. Harris drives to the glass, puts it up and scores. There's the penetration that we talked about. That's what Coatseville likes to do. The offensive player got position, went in, kissed it off the glass, and got fouled. A personal foul is on Luke Biancaniello. That's his second personal. And trying to complete the traditional three-point play for Coatseville is number 0, Zuri Harris. Biancaniello with it. Gets it over to Crate. Aiden to Mike O'Donnell. To Jake Adams. The junior from Springfield High School. Getting trapped, but a look out. Gets the ball stolen. And the reach-in foul is going to be called on Jake Adams out of frustration. So another turnover for Springfield. And with that, Mike Hoy gets up off the bench. And he will come into the game for Springfield. Early in this third quarter, we're seeing a lot more pressure from Coatseville defensively, and they've been able to penetrate the Cougars' defense in the first couple of possessions. So we'll see if that continues as we move through the third quarter. That's Zuri Harris with it, gets it out to Amon Folks. Another reach-in foul on the Cougars. Now we already have an issue here for Springfield. That foul after just 1 minute and 24 seconds. That's the Cougars' fourth team foul. So free throws could play a role in this game with Springfield piling up so many here so early in the second half. Coatseville moving the ball around, drives the baseline, and steps on the baseline. That'll be a turnover on the Red Raiders, and it'll be Springfield ball with Coatseville pressing full court. Look for a high-energy, up-tempo game here in the second half from the Coatseville Red Raiders. Colin Trude crosses the midcourt line. Colin over to Hoy, into the corner to Aiden Crate. Crate to the top of the key, cross court to O'Donnell. Mike to Trude. Colin for three, short. Nice rebound attempt by Springfield, but the ball is on the end line. A turnover gives the ball to Coatseville. Red Raiders with it. Pass into the corner. Looking to post up. It's not there. That looked like a travel. Nothing called on that play. Into the corner. Player penetrates into the glass. Out to the corner. Wide open shot. Put up and short. Offensive rebound. Excellent play by Zuri Harris. Missouri has all 4 points here in the second half, and Coatseville has cut the Springfield lead, which once was at 11, down to 3. Now we're going to have a block called on Zuri Harris, to the chagrin of the coaching staff of Coatseville and their fan base. There's a lot of fans here tonight from Coatseville. Got a pretty good crowd here for a Tuesday night early in January. Bianconello with it for the Cougars. We're almost 3 minutes into the second half. Springfield has yet to score. Mike O'Donnell has it. Crate to the baseline. Back out to Trude. Thought about it. Into the corner. Wide open. Mike O'Donnell. That's his shot. It's good. Mike O'Donnell with a triple. Big shot for Springfield. Regains a 6-point lead for the Cougars. Down the lane, shot up and no good, but the shooter is fouled in the act of shooting. Personal fouls on Aiden Crate. That's his third personal. Team foul number 5 on Springfield. The Cougars only have one more foul to give here in the second half before Coatseville will be shooting free throws. Jeremiah Marshall at the free throw line. First shot's up and good. Jake Adams replaces Aiden Crate. Crate's sitting now with 3 personals. Second free throw coming from Marshall. Jeremiah eyes the glass. Shots in the air and in the bucket. Hoy brings it in to Bianconello. Back to Hoy. Michael waves his teammates away. Down the floor comes Michael Hoy. Crosses the midcourt line. Michael double teamed. Over to Luke. Bianconello. Luke. Ball knocked away. And a foul's going to be called on Amon Folks. They're going to call that foul on Folks on the reach-in. That's his first personal. Team foul number 2 on Coatseville here in the second half. Bianconello gets the ball from Michael Hoy. Crosses the midcourt line. Luke loses the handle, or loses his footing, not the handle. Gets it over to O'Donnell. Mike guarded tightly. Ball stolen. Stolen by Harris. Harris goes back to Jeremiah Marshall, and there's the transition game we've talked about. Coatseville has outscored Springfield 8-3 here in the first half of the third quarter to cut the Cougars' 7-point advantage down to just a single 2-point bucket. And Coatseville is showing how they like to play basketball. Up-tempo defense and transition and penetration on the offensive side of the glass, on the offensive side of the ball. Springfield would do well to try to curtail that. It's tough to do with an up-tempo team like that. But Springfield needs to be better with the ball, limit the turnovers, and work patiently for open shots if the Cougars are going to hang on to this lead and prevail in this most interesting game tonight. By the way, the early district seedings have come out. It's way too early to talk about this, but at this point, Springfield is sitting at the 27 seed in District 1, Coatseville at the 19 seed. 24 teams at the 6A level will qualify for the playoffs. As we move through January, a lot will change, and we'll keep you posted on that. One point of interest is that the top 2 teams at this point in District 1 are both Central League teams, Lower Merion at 8-1 and Garnet Valley at 8-2. We'll see if that continues also as we move through January. Michael Hoy gets the ball into Biancaniello. Luke back to Trude, back to Luke. Trying to get the ball across midcourt. He gets it across midcourt. Almost a palming violation. Over to Jake Adams. Adams. Tight man-to-man defense by the Red Raiders. They are really putting the pressure on the Cougars, and they force a traveling call on Jake Adams. That is all due to the defensive pressure that has turned this game around so far in the third quarter. They say defense creates offense. That's what's happened so far. Coatseville with the ball. Looking to penetrate. Top of the key to Lawrence Brown. Over to Zuri Harris. Harris loses the handle. Gets it. That's Jeremiah Marshall with it. Looks to penetrate into the corner. Wide open three. No good. Michael Hoy with the rebound for the Cougars. Colin Trude has it. Down the floor to Adams. Adams to the corner to O'Donnell to Luke. Back out to Michael Hoy. Good movement by the Coatesville defense. Trude has a mismatch. Colin goes to the glass. Puts it up. He doesn't score, but he does get the foul. That was a good move by Colin Trude to the basket. He recognized that due to some switching, he definitely had a mismatch, and he was going to go to the glass hard, which he did, and he drew the foul. Foul's on Jeremiah Marshall. Team foul number 3 on Coatesville. Trude's first one's in the air, around and out. Springfield was 5 for 6 from the free throw line in the first half. Collins' first one rims out. Next one's also no good. Couple misses from the free throw line, and Coatesville can take the lead or tie on this possession. Got 2:48 remaining in the third quarter. This is Amon Folks with it. He backs it out, guarded by Jake Adams. Folks to Kennedy into the post. Turnaround shot, no good. Rebound to Biancaniello for Springfield. Cougars maintain their 2-point lead. Adams cross court to Hoy. Hoy to Trude. He goes up and scores. And draws the foul. Great play there by Biancaniello, Hoy, and Colin Trude. Personals on William Folks, his second. Team foul number 4 on Coatesville. The foul disparity is now not much, just 1. Traditional 3-point play effort by Trude is good. So that gets Springfield's lead back to 5 points with 2:22 remaining here in the third quarter. 2:22 to go in the third quarter. Coatesville moving the ball around the outside. Springfield doing a better job now of preventing the penetration plays. I'm sure Coach McCormick talked to the players about that. You can't let Coatesville inside. If they can just move the ball around the perimeter, that's a good defensive effort by Springfield. 3-point shot put up, no good by Amon Folks. Offensive rebound to Coatesville. They get it out. Here goes the penetration. Pass into the corner is thrown out of bounds, and that turnover will give the ball to Springfield. So in the last couple of minutes, Springfield has stabilized themselves defensively, really slowed down the offense of Coatesville and regained a 5-point lead, and they now have the ball. Ball's into Mike O'Donnell to Michael Hoy. Hoy. He's going to bring it across the midcourt line. We have 1:30 to go here in the third quarter. Trude has it. Down the lane. Goes to the glass. Puts it up. No good, but he's fouled. Colin Trude showing some aggressiveness going to the glass in the last few possessions. Good job by Colin. Draws the personal foul on Christian Proctor. And Springfield's fine junior forward will go to the line shooting 2. First one's in the air, in the bucket. Collins 4 for 6 from the free throw line tonight. Jake Van Orden checks into the game for Coatseville, replacing Jeremiah Marshall. Trude with the second shot. It's in the air. It's in the bucket. Patrick Flaherty checks into the game, replacing Luke Biancaniello, with 1:23 remaining in the third quarter. Springfield's 7-point halftime lead has been regained here in the past few minutes after Coatseville had cut the lead to 2. This is going to be one heck of a finish tonight, everyone. Hope you're enjoying the game. There's Zuri Harris with it. Over to Jake Van Orden. Shots up and no good, but a foul will be called on Springfield. Personal foul is on Jake Adams. That's his third personal. 6th team foul for Springfield. And at the line, shooting 2 for Coatseville will be number 11, William Fulks. First free throw's in the air. It's a little bit strong. Coatseville shot 2 for 5 from the free throw line in the first half. So far, they're 2 for 3 in this half. They're 4 for 8 for the game. Springfield, meanwhile, is 8 for 11 from the free throw line so far. William Fulks, second free throw is good. That's his first point of the night. Pass goes into Flaherty. Patrick Flaherty, as we go under the 1 minute mark remaining here in the third quarter. Cougars up by 6 and the ball. Cougars on the weave. O'Donnell has it to Trude. Trude gets it over to Flaherty. Springfield in no particular hurry here in the final minute of the third quarter. Flaherty gets it over to Michael Hoy. 34 seconds. Trude thinks about backing in. Hoy goes in to the corner. Flaherty pulls it back out. We're down to 25 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Michael Hoy with it. With 20 seconds, Hoy goes up, gets fouled, almost gets the bucket, but good penetration by Michael Hoy. Gets fouled by William Fulks. That's his third personal. 6th foul in Coatseville as well, which will send Michael Hoy to the free throw line, shooting 2. First free throw's in the air, a little short. Careful. Second free throw coming from Michael Hoy. Shots in the air. In and out. Ooh. We have a aggressive rebounding effort between Christian Proctor and Ryan Johnston. They both fell hard to the floor. They're going to call a foul on the Coatseville player. Coach Allen thinks that both players were up there, but the referee saw it differently. That's a bit of a break for Springfield. It's the 7th team foul on Coatseville also. So junior Ryan Johnston will go to the free throw line, shooting 1 and 1. First free throw in the air. No good. Springfield once again with the offensive rebound with 12 seconds to go. Now the Cougars will hold out for the final shot. We're at 8 seconds remaining. Loses the ball into the backcourt. That's going to be an over and back. Springfield does not get a shot off at the end of the quarter, but Michael Hoy made a heady call there to let the ball roll so the Coatseville would not get a shot at it. That's the end of the third quarter of play. With the score, your hometown Cougars of Springfield 25 and the visiting Red Raiders of Coatsville High School 19. Coatsville outscored Springfield in the third quarter 9-8 to reduce the 7-point halftime deficit to the current Springfield advantage of 6 points. So a most interesting third quarter. In that third quarter, by the way, Colin Trude had 5 points and Mike O'Donnell had a 3-point shot for Springfield's 8 points. Coatseville got 4 from Zuri Harris and Jeremiah Marshall, and a free throw for William Folks for their 9 points. In the first half of that third quarter, the Red Raiders had cut the Springfield lead down to just 2 points and appeared to have all the momentum. But then Springfield called a timeout, came out of that timeout, played very strong defense, limited penetration, and turned the game back around a bit, and have taken a 25-19 lead with 8 minutes remaining here in regulation. This should be an outstanding and most fun quarter of basketball from Springfield High School. Coatseville has it to start the fourth quarter. That's Zuri Harris, guarded by Flaherty. Patrick, give and go. Reach-in foul on Aiden Crate. That's going to be Aiden's 4th personal. Only 11 seconds in. It'll also be a shooting foul for Coatseville. Stepping to the free throw line is Takaya Lynch. He was 1 for 2 from the line in the first half. Let's see how he can do here. 1-1 for Lynch. First shot's up. High arc, around and out. Mike O'Donnell skies for the rebound for the Cougars. Michael Hoy with it. We'll watch the clock for you. Cougars up 6. Ryan Johnston with the ball. Over to O'Donnell. Coatsville's done a nice job on Mike O'Donnell. He only has 1 3-point shot here. Has very few shots at all here in the second half. Coatsville's really clamped down on Springfield's leading scorer. They have big number 20, Takaya Lynch, guarding him. We have a whistle. We have a 3-second violation called on Springfield. And with 7:16 remaining in regulation, it'll be Coatsville ball. Here come the Red Raiders. Zuri Harris penetrates, puts up the shot, and scores. Here again, he got into the lane. They like to shoot those floaters in penetration. Nothing but net with that shot. The lead's down to 4 for Springfield. Ryan Johnston has it. Gets it back to Flaherty. Patrick to Michael Hoy. To Crate. Aiden brings it out. Over to O'Donnell. To Flaherty. Back out to Ryan Johnston. Michael Hoy pulls it out. Springfield in no particular hurry. Have 6:32 to go in regulation. Aiden Crate has the ball for Springfield. O'Donnell down the lane for the layup. Strong move to the bucket by Mike O'Donnell. Mike now has 14 points on the game to lead all scorers. Shot no good for Coatsville. Aiden Crate with the rebound for Springfield. Flaherty gets it over to Hoy. He's fouled. That foul will be called on Amon Folks. And it will send Patrick Flaherty to the line, shooting 1-1. Flaherty's first one's in the air. Off the back rim, no good. Rebound comes down to Coatsville. Short jump shot is up and good by Zuri Harris. Zuri Harris is having a good second half. He was shut out in the first half, but he has 8 points here in the second half. There's going to be another reach-in foul called on Amon Folks, and once again, Patrick Flaherty will go to the line, shooting 1-1. That is the 9th team foul on Coatsville. So that's the last foul Coatsville can take without Springfield being in the double bonus. The Cougars, meanwhile, have 7 team fouls here in the second half so far. First free throws up, around and out. Missing free throws hurt Springfield on Saturday against Shanahan, and they're hurting them here in the fourth quarter so far. Good pass in, shot put up, no good. Rebound to Ryan Johnston. Cougars got a break there. That player was wide open. Aiden Crate with it. Gets it out to Michael Hoy. Cougars slow it down. We still have 5:18 to go. A lot of basketball to be played. Ball is off the foot of a Coatseville player. That was a good call. That will turn the ball back to Springfield. Luke Biancaniello comes into the game for Pat Flaherty. Luke will be triggering the inbounds pass for Springfield. To O'Donnell. Thought about taking that three-pointer. Instead pulls it out to Aiden Crate. Back to O'Donnell. Into Ryan Johnston backing in. Thinks about the shot. Gets it out to Mike. Now he's going to take the three. No good. Gets his own rebound and goes up and scores. Mike O'Donnell with 16 big points for the Cougars. Regains the 6-point lead. There goes Zuri Harris. Springfield can't stop Zuri Harris. He has 10 points for the Red Raiders here in the second half. And Coatseville has called a timeout. So you can feel the energy picking up here in the gym as we reach crunch time here in this very exciting game between Chestmont League team Coatsville High School and Central League team Springfield High School. Once again, we have two more games to be broadcast this week. On Thursday night, January 5th, there'll be a boys game against the Royals of Upper Darby at 7 o'clock. And then on Saturday, a matinee game, a girls game at 1 o'clock. The Aces of Lower Merion come to Springfield to take on the Springfield girls team. Next week, there will be two games. Tuesday night, there will be a game, Garnet Valley. That will be a boys game. And then on Friday night, girls game against Ridley here in the gym. So as we mentioned, this is the first of 11 high school basketball games that we will be bringing your way through SCTV during the month of January. Defensive pressure from Coatsville leads Michael Hoy to call a timeout. He couldn't find anybody to inbounds the ball to. So Coach McCormick has given the players some instructions on how to get open for safe inbounds passes. So to recap, we have 4:47 remaining in regulation. Springfield is up 29-25, and they have the basketball underneath the visitors' basket. Coatsville has 9 team fouls, so Springfield's in the double bonus for the rest of the game. Springfield has committed 7 team fouls, so they have 2 more to give in the 1-and-1 situation before Coatsville will be in the double bonus if they reach that point. So we're going to try it again. Michael Hoyt inbounds the pass. He gets it into Mike O'Donnell. He ran the baseline to make that happen. I'm sure that came from the coaching staff. O'Donnell back to Hoy. Michael with the left-hand dribble behind the back, gets it across the midcourt line. Cougars double teamed. Biancaniello to O'Donnell, drives the baseline, goes up for the layup and scores. Mike O'Donnell with 9 points in each half, has 18 for the Cougars. The lead is 6. We go down the lane. We have a block called on Springfield. That personal is going to be called on Colin Trude, and it will send sophomore Amon Folks to the free throw line. This will be the first time Folks has been at the line in tonight's game. Let's see how the sophomore handles this pressure with 4:20 to go, down 6. First one's up, short. Good block out by Trude. Steal, and the putback is good. That was Dior Kennedy getting his first 2 points of the second half. Cuts the lead to 4. Another steal by Coatsville. They're in transition. Up they go. The shot is no good, but there's going to be a foul called on Aiden Crate, and that will foul him out. That'll be his 5th personal foul. So 2 turnovers by Springfield and transition points for Coatsville. And just like that, the 6-point lead and the ball might be cut down to 2 if Zuri Harris can knock down these 2 free throws. So Aiden Crate will sit. He's done for the night with 5 personals. Into the game for Springfield comes junior Jake Adams. At the free throw line, Zuri Harris. He has 10 points here in the second half. First attempt from the free throw line tonight. First shot's in the air and in the bucket. Excellent form, good rotation, good elevation, nothing but net. Second free throw coming for Harris. In the air and short. Michael Hoy with the rebound. Cougars have a 3-point lead and the ball. Bianchianello has it. Pressure applied by the Red Raiders. Luke into the post to Trude. Collin goes down, gets the ball stolen. The quick hands of Coatseville. Scramble. Luke gets it. Cross court to O'Donnell, back out to Hoy. Bianchianello has it. We're down to 3:31. Trude, top of the key. Luke for 3. Around and out. Good rebound by Adams. He's fouled. Good effort by junior Jake Adams on the offensive glass. Gets the rebound and gets fouled. Springfield in the double bonus. Both teams are in the double bonus now. So Jake Adams will shoot 2. First one's up and good. We have 3:25 remaining in regulation. Jake with the second. Shots in the air, around, and in the bucket. Down the floor quickly goes Coatseville. And Springfield commits another foul. A personal is being called on Michael Hoy. To the free throw line goes Amon Folks. He's 0 for 1 in tonight's game so far. Shooting 2. First one's in the air. Up and good. Leads down to 4. Second free throw coming for Folks. Shots in the air, in the bucket. 3-point lead for Springfield. Michael Hoy gets it over to Bianchianello. Luke dribbles down the floor, crosses the midcourt line. Ball's knocked out of bounds by Zuri Harris. These guards for Coatseville are incredibly quick. They have really quick hands. Springfield has to be very careful with the basketball. Here as we come to the end of this game, Luke Bianchianello has it. Over to Mike O'Donnell. O'Donnell, guarded by Jeremiah Marshall, to Bianchianello. To Hoy. Thought about the shot. Behind the backs. Another steal by the quick hands of Coatseville. Up they go for the layup, and it's good. That's Jeremiah Marshall. 4-2. It's a 1-point game. Ball's on the floor. Scramble for it. Knocked out by Coatseville. Springfield's been ahead for almost of this entire game. That lead is clearly in jeopardy now. It's a 1-point lead with 2:36 to go. Luke over to Hoy to Jake Adams. Jake to Luke. Luke brings it out. Gets it over to Adams, down to Colin Trude. Trude over to O'Donnell from the corner. Thought about it. Pulls it back out. Mike wants to be sure. Double teamed. So the referee thought that a fan was the coach calling a timeout. Neither coach called the timeout. The referee blew the whistle. So I'm pretty sure that when play resumes, it'll be Springfield ball side court. That's what it was. It was a misunderstood call. The referee thought it was the coach behind him calling a timeout, and it was a fan. So fans being reminded, you have to be careful what you say when you're standing so close to the coach's boxes. Okay, it's Springfield ball, 2:11 to go in regulation. Bianchianello with it. Luke guarded tightly. Over to Mike O'Donnell. O'Donnell to Adams. To Hoy. We're down to 2 minutes. We're inside 2 minutes to go. Cougars clinging to a 1-point lead. Michael Hoy has it. Hoy into the corner. Luke for three. No good. That was an air ball. And Coatseville now can take the lead. We have a timeout called by Coatseville with 1:42 remaining in regulation. Luke had the open look. He just didn't put it down from the corner. As the teams get their instructions here, we'll remind everybody that the format this season in the Central League to determine a champion will be, after the regular season is over, there will be 6 teams that qualify for a postseason playoff. The top 2 seeds will get a bye in the first round. The 3 seed will play the 6 seed, and the 4 seed will play the 5 seed. And the winners of those 2 games will play the top 2 seeds. Right now, the 2 teams at the top of the Central League are Radnor at 5-0 and Garnet Valley at 4-1. Lower Marion is in the 3 hole. Haverford and Springfield are tied for the 4th spot, and Harriton and Upper Darby are tied for the 6th spot. So here again, we have a lot of basketball to be played, but 6 teams will qualify this year for postseason Central League playoffs. And as mentioned earlier, Springfield's now competing at the 6A level, and 24 teams from District 1 will qualify for district play this year. The Cougars currently sit at 27, but it's way too early to be too concerned about that. We have a lot of basketball to be played in the month of January. That's basketball month in high school sports in this part of the country. So as play resumes, Coatseville down 1 with the ball. That's Jeremiah Marshall with it. Gets it over to Zuri Harris. Harris, ball knocked away by O'Donnell, gets it back. Harris is looking to penetrate. They want Zuri Harris, number 0, to penetrate. There he goes. He dishes it off. That's Jeremiah Marshall. He goes into the paint, gets it over into the corner. They really want their players to penetrate to the glass and get a bucket or get fouled. There goes a penetration move to the glass. Good steal, good block. Great play by Jake Adams. Mike O'Donnell drives down, has the ball stolen. Another steal by Amon Folks. Coatsville's getting it done defensively and in transition to Zuri Harris. The Coatsville crowd erupts as we get to the 1-minute mark. The Red Raiders have taken a 1-point lead. The Cougars do have the ball, and the Coatsville crowd is calling for their team to play defense. Michael Hoy with it, backs it out. Over to Jake Adams for 3. It's good! Jake Adams! He brings the Springfield crowd to their feet, and the Cougars take a 2-point lead with 30 seconds remaining. Harris, ball's back out. Wide open 3, put up, and good! Amon Folks, a clutch 3-point shot from the sophomore. We have 18 seconds to go. Cougars down 1. Springfield with a chance to win this game with this possession. Luke over to O'Donnell, Springfield's best player. They're going to call an offensive foul on Mike O'Donnell with 7.4 seconds remaining in regulation. Mike wanted to get to the basket. Good defensive play by the Coatsville defender to get in front of Mike and force that offensive foul. So after a huge clutch 3-point shot by Jake Adams, Coatsville brought the ball down the floor, and an equally impressive clutch 3-point shot by their fine sophomore Amon Folks gives Coatsville the 1-point lead. Springfield here in the most recent possession unfortunately turns it over with an offensive foul. Now Kevin McCormick, Coach McCormick, is giving instructions to Springfield. There's almost no doubt here, it would seem to this observer, that the strategy will be to immediately foul Coatseville, because even with 2 free throws, it's still a 1-possession game. The Cougars cannot tie or win this game without the basketball. So what they're going to do is try to foul quickly and put Coatseville on the free throw line. I'm sure what Coatsville's going to try to do is try to get a player in space to get the ball with no Springfield defender there to foul him. The Cougars have put Luke Valerio in the game, number 15. My hunch is he has specific instructions on who to cover and then who to foul. Let's see how they do it. Inbounds, full court pressure. The ball goes in immediately. They're going to have to foul. They do foul. I'm not sure why Colin Trude didn't foul him, but eventually Michael Hoy came over and got the job done. So there's 4.6 seconds remaining in regulation. Number 2, Marquise Peoples, will step to the free throw line. Marquise is a junior. He hasn't played much in this game. He played some in the second quarter, or in the first quarter, when the starting 5 were pulled out. So he has no points in the game. He has not been to the free throw line. He does have 3 personal fouls. So Springfield appears anyway to have made an intelligent decision on who to foul, given the free throw shooting abilities that have been demonstrated by most of the other players on Coatsville's team. We'll see what Peoples does. As a reminder, the Red Raiders are in the double bonus. So Marquise, when play resumes, will get 2 shots. There are 4.6 seconds remaining. Springfield has 1 timeout left. Coatsville has none. So we'll see if, upon whatever these free throws are, see if Springfield uses their last timeout to try to work a play to tie or win the game, depending upon the outcome of these free throws. So we told you it would be exciting, and here we are. Marquise Peoples going to the line. His team leading by 1 point. Marquise has 2 free throws. Eyes the bucket. Ball's in the air. It's good. Outstanding free throw by Marquise Peoples. Very calm, good rotation, nothing but net. Second free throw coming. Ball's in the air, around and good. So it's a 3-point lead for Coatsville with 4.6 seconds to go. The best the Cougars can do is try to get a 3-point shot to tie the game and force overtime. Here's Bianchianello with it. Back to Michael Hoy. Michael puts up the long shot. It's no good. That is the end of tonight's game. With the final score, the visiting Red Raiders of Coatsville 39 and your hometown Cougars of Springfield 36. Coatsville poured in 20 points in that fourth quarter. They had 19 through 3 and then got 20 in that fourth quarter to end up with 39. Springfield had 11, and Coatsville cut a 6-point lead at the end of 3 quarters by Springfield, completely away, and won the basketball game by the score of 39-36. Here are some scoring statistics. First for Coatsville. All of them in the second half. Zuri Harris had 13 points. Dior Kennedy had 8. Jeremiah Marshall scored 6. Amon Folks had 7. Marquise Peoples had those 2 free throws for 2 at the end of the game. And William Folks, Takaya Lynch, and Jake Van Orden each chipped in with 1 point apiece for Coatsville's total of 39. For Springfield, leading all scorers for both Springfield and the game, is Mike O'Donnell. He had 18 of Springfield's 36 points, fully half of the Cougar total. Colin Trude had 9 for Springfield. Jake Adams scored 5. And Ryan Johnston had 2 points for the Cougars. So it was certainly an outstanding high school basketball game. Springfield led all the way until about the 2-minute mark. And then in a great show of clutch shooting, after Coatseville took the lead, Jake Adams drained a 3 for Springfield. And then right back came the Red Raiders. And their fine sophomore guard, Amon Folks, put in a 3 to give Coatsville the lead. Following an offensive foul on Springfield, Coatsville made their last free throws, and Springfield's desperation heave to try to tie the game at the end was off the mark, giving Coatsville the victory. So with that, we'll call it a wrap. A reminder that on Thursday at 7 o'clock, the boys team will take on the Royals of Upper Darby here at the gym and on SCTV and streaming over the internet. And then on Saturday at 1 o'clock, the girls team will take on Lower Merion here in the gym at Springfield High School. So once again, the final score from Springfield High School: Coatsville 39, Springfield 36. My name's Don Cadge. It's been my pleasure to bring you tonight's game. We thank you for watching, and let's go.